If you like this video, why not subscribe?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly recap Q&A. That's the show where I sit in my car and talk about things that happened over the past week and that are coming this week. I share links below from Facebook and I answer questions. So the biggest question probably, if you're wondering why I'm in my car, some people always wonder that. It's because it's a good, quick, easy place to do this show because I don't have a lot of time. It's kind of quick and dirty, not much happens visually, although you occasionally might see something unusual. But it's kind of like a podcast. You can tab away while you're listening to this, hopefully learn something new, or listen to it in your car. Some people do that on the way to work or what have you, whatever. Hopefully, though, some people really like this show, other people don't. It usually doesn't get as many views as some of my other shows, but that's okay. At any rate, what happened last week? Well, we had, as you may know, I was nominated, or this channel was nominated for YouTube's On the Rise, a contest that we did not win. I was not able to mobilize enough votes. We ended up losing. We came in second place, actually. We lost to the Cupcake channel, the Australian. There's an Australian lady who makes cupcakes and has a channel about it, and they beat us by 250 votes. So I can congratulate her. As far as what I could have done differently, I think that of all the 4 channels that were nominated, she put her video to ask for votes first. Is what I should have done, because then, you know, the votes coming from that video kind of peaked, plateaued, and then sort of just trickled down after that, where I made my video about 3 days later, 3 or 4 days later, hoping to just catch her really fast. But that video didn't get viewed very much, only about 1,300 views, and then yeah, I just didn't have the amount of votes I needed to win. So in retrospect, if that happens to me again, or if it ever happens to you being nominated for YouTube's On the Rise, I would say put your video out right away, because then you'll get a surge of votes, and then they will just keep trickling in as long as that video is online. And that's what happened to her. That's what she did. That was the smartest thing to do. Just assuming that your audience is going to immediately vote for you and support you is not the wisest thing to think. I think that's what I thought initially, that once everybody knew that I was out there, that they were going to vote. But you got to ask for votes. You got to market yourself. Something that I've been talking about for a while, and the reason this channel exists, but it didn't quite pull it off. So I learned a valuable lesson. It was a good race. It's probably a good thing that it wasn't even closer, because then I really would have been disappointed if I would have lost by like 2 votes, let's say. But it wasn't much of a nail biter, losing by 250. So anyway, thank you for everyone who did vote for this channel. Appreciate it, and for all those who nominated this channel, I appreciate it. So we'll just keep plugging along like we always do, and that's how we get things done anyway. So at any rate, moving on to the questions this week. This one comes from, this is a comment posted on the making of Meredith. This is from Virgil Pillay. He says, would you recommend using a mirrorless camera for movie making? And what time would you recommend? Thanks. Well, the camera that I bought recently was, as many of you know, is this one. This is the Sony NEX5N. It is a mirrorless camera. It's the least expensive camera I could find that has an articulating screen, so that when you're doing high or low angle shots, you're not completely destroying your neck trying to see the fixed screen on the back of a camera, such as a Canon T2i or a 7D or a Panasonic GF3 or any of those inexpensive cameras. 7D, not inexpensive. But anyway, that's the one that I picked, and I like it. I think they're good. They're great cameras for DPs because they do have the overheating issue. The Panasonic GH2 is the only one I know of that doesn't have an overheating issue. But that one was more expensive at the time when I bought the 5N. But I think they're great. They produce great images, which you'll see probably in the next coming weeks, because I'm going to start making short films with that camera. The only thing I don't really like, and I don't know if this is DSLRs or mirrorless cameras in general, is the rolling shutter issue, which I never had with a video camera. Not so much because when you pan quickly the image skews, because I don't do a lot of whip panning anyway, once in a while, so it's not that big of a deal. However, that rolling shutter makes your image super sensitive to vibration. So if you're doing any handheld work, I noticed that when I try to steady the camera, just by using a strap around my neck and holding the strap taut, you could actually see my heartbeat in the image because it was so sensitive to vibration. So my pulse was coming through my neck, going through the strap, into my hands, through the camera, and it was bouncing. You could see the image bouncing. Not so much on the little screen or in when I was editing, but when you put it on a larger screen, you could definitely see it. So, but I think they're great cameras, and the interchangeable lens capability opens up a lot of image possibilities. That's why I got one. I wanted more of a D-piece camera, plus I wanted to get into photography anyway. And I think having kind of an f-stop mindset where you're adjusting everything manually, because I'm using older lenses on this camera and everything's manual, focus is manual, the f-stop aperture is manual, you can't control it through the actual camera. It really puts you in a whole different mindset than the video camera world, which takes care of a lot of things for you, even if it's a fully manual camera. Or near fully manual camera. Anyway, so I think they're great, and like I said, I'll be able to in the near future, next month definitely. I'm doing a video specifically for Valentine's Day, and you'll get to see the 5N in action, or what I can do with it. I mean, there's a lot of videos out there showing people, the things they've done with the 5N, but hopefully mine, I'll learn some things and put up a good video. We'll see. It'll be up to you to decide. Next up, we had a comment from Josh Anderson on clamp lighting. He says, where can you get gels for cheap? And Josh is referring to lighting gels. You can change the color of your lighting or your color temperature, which is good if you're mixing lighting. For example, if you're shooting indoors and you have sunlight coming in the window, if you're going to be using tungsten lighting or like work lights, or even incandescent bulbs, which are closer to the tungsten color temperature, you need to put a blue gel or a CTB gel, color temperature blue gel, in front of the light so that it matches, the color temperature will match sunlight. So those are really important. Or orange, CTO, if you do, outside, if you want to match your color if you want to match your tungsten lights or match the sun, I guess, or day or something with daylight color temperature. I should probably post a link about that below because it can get confusing. But those are the colors you mostly need, the orange and blue. Those are the most common. You might also need magenta, which will match fluorescent lighting. This is obviously a whole, you can make a whole episode about this, and maybe I should. But there's all kinds of information out there if you're curious, and I'll post some links below about matching lighting. Anyway, the question about where can you get gels for cheap. My biggest concern about this is, and I looked on the internet, I've got a bunch of gels that I've had just left over from working in a TV station a long time ago. So those are what I always use. And you can get an inexpensive color correction gel pack for about $20, and that might not seem real cheap. But one thing about gels, that if you get the professional versions that aren't that expensive, because you will use them a lot, especially if you're mixing color temperatures or want your lighting to match no matter where it's coming from. That's not a bad deal. Plus, they won't melt under lighting conditions like tungsten or work lights. Well, they can melt, but the odds of them not melting are much greater because they're just tougher, sturdier than if you try to use something like a lot of DIY things I noticed were just the clear acetate that's been printed at a printing shop, or clear document covers that were different colors, which of course you can always try these things, but I'm really going to push for the pro stuff because it's not super expensive. You can get a sheet of like blue CTB that's really big, like 2 feet by 2 feet or 24 by 21 inches. And you can actually make 4 gels out of that if you cut it, like that. And those are about $20. So you'll get about $5 a gel. That's not too bad because they'll last forever if you take care of them. They're really sturdy. They not only won't melt in the normal conditions, but they won't tear. So that's what I'm going to recommend, although feel free, everybody, and I'm sure you will anyway, comment below about what you think is a good gel, inexpensive gel alternative. And if you do say that, below, also comment on how well they hold up to conditions where maybe you're using hot lights. And that's the biggest deal, I think. That's the biggest thing. How do they hold up under hot lights? Because you're probably not using LED lighting. You might be, but the lesser expensive lighting is still work lights, incandescent bulbs. Although CFLs are coming down in price too, so maybe this is a whole non-issue about the melting. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your opinion is. Love to hear it. Finally, we've got Francisco Gonzalez Jr. asked me, have you ever thought about asking the Frugal filmmaker community to showcase some of their work based on builds or techniques that you have done in the past? Then you can present those on a show. Just wanted to give you some ideas. Oh, thanks, Francisco. That's actually a good idea. And I've thought about this in the past and kind of shied away from it just from a time issue. Plus, it seems like in the past the idea has always been, well, why don't you have like a short film contest where people can make short films based on whatever topic, then you can, look at them and pick a winner. But I kind of like this idea a little better where you're actually using Frugal Filmmaker builds. It could be a table dolly or the Frugal crane or the stabilizer rig or whatever. Then it's more based on technique of using that specific item versus, me trying to pick, which movie is better. But I like the idea of, maybe who has an example of the best use of some of this stuff, or the cleanest use. For example, how smooth can you get a shot using the Frugal crane or something like that. Maybe open it up to voting. I don't know. I'm interested in what you think about this, because this, I think, is a good idea, which is what the question is this week. How about a showcase of gear that you have built, that maybe just like a certain kind of shot or whatever, maybe open that up, do something like video attachments. I think is probably the best way to do that. But I'm interested in your opinion, what you think about this. Remember, this isn't based on kind of I like the idea that it's not based on your film as a whole, but maybe on just using a specific piece of gear, or maybe just a specific shot, like a table dolly shot or something like that. That way more people can do it. And it's, I think, open more to, it's not so much open to interpretation about, a subjective viewpoint of what's the best from a creative standpoint as much as a technical standpoint, which I think might be a better way to go. But anyway, tell me what you think. Comment below. This week video, I'm going to, as I promised in the On the Rise video that I put up, I'm going to show the Frugal Stabilizer 2. That's a sequel to the PVC stabilizer, which is the most popular video on this channel. Again, because it's easy to make, it's inexpensive, and it works well. However, it did have one major obstacle, which is if you had a camera with a fixed screen monitor in the back, you couldn't see it while you're using the stabilizer, because there was a handhold, a grip right behind the monitor, at least the way I built it. And I realized people have modified that thing to death so to fix that problem. But I wanted to do a sequel to the stabilizer that wasn't just another PVC build or kind of a reworking of the same idea, because I think everyone else has reworked it so many times that I'm not going to come up with anything better than what everybody else has done, because you guys have really tweaked that thing to suit your own needs. And I think any variation on that rig is already out there, and there's a lot of great ones. I must commend everyone for the things they have come up with, starting as using that rig as a starting point, because there's some just really fantastic rigs out there. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to rework it in a different way. So this one is actually not made out of PVC. It's made out of metal, but it's easier to make. There's really no cutting or drilling or anything else, because it's made out of flash brackets that are pretty inexpensive. You're going to spend, the base unit will probably be about $16, excuse me. It's more compact. It doesn't quite fold up the way I envisioned it, but it does come apart, so you can easily transport it. It has a couple of configurations that are easy to change. And like I said, it's made out of metal, it's black, it's compact, and it solves the problem about the rear. It does still have a rear handholder kind of to the rear. You probably saw it on the video before, but it will not block a monitor, a fixed screen, a camera with a fixed screen monitor in the back anymore. But it's also changeable, and you can mount things on top of it. Anyway, I like it. I think it's come together pretty good, and I think you guys might like it too. Can't say it's super original in concept, but I don't know if the way it's done, this specific way, has been done before. So I don't know. We'll see. Watch the video on Wednesday or Thursday and tell me what you think. Anyway, if you're curious, all the Frugal Filmmaker content can be found on the links below, whether it's the blog, Twitter, Facebook, or this YouTube channel. So thanks for watching this week. We'll see you in 7 days. Bye.